What's up, guys? Welcome to my Vader Immortal review. Now, for those of you that did not see my entire Let's Play of it, I played the whole, it's about 45 minutes to 50 minutes of the story mode, and I had an absolute blast. This game is only $10. It is broken up into 3 different chapters, or 3 different episodes. This was the first episode. I would imagine that the other 2 are probably going to cost $10 a piece as well, I would imagine. Either way, even if they're $10 a piece, they're totally worth it. If not, then this is the greatest deal in history, but I would imagine they'd be priced separately. So there's actual plot. Basically, you get captured. Darth Vader stops your ship as it's going through hyperspace. He pulls you down to Mustafar, and he captures you, and he basically needs you because you're one of the few that can activate the holocron, and you have to go down into the depths of Mustafar. And it gives a little bit of backstory as to how Mustafar wasn't always just a completely destroyed lava planet. At one point it had life to it, and I don't want to give too much away, but it is really enjoyable, especially in VR. I know before I had a VR headset, and I know a lot of people still don't have VR headsets because, they're pretty expensive. When you're looking at VR from the perspective of someone that's never tried it before, it kind of looks dumb. You're just seeing somebody on screen move their head around, and it just doesn't look like it would be that immersive. But since I have owned VR, my perspective on VR has completely changed, and it's amazing. I can't express to you how cool it is to put on the headset, because you completely forget that you're in real life. The graphics aren't 100% perfect. They're not all the way there yet with VR gaming, but they've made a lot of improvements over the past few years, and it looks so freaking cool. And to be able to play in a Star Wars game and feel like you're actually in that Star Wars game is crazy. Darth Vader standing right in front of you in the story mode, and he's 7 foot tall. It's so cool. It's so cool to say that you're in the same exact room as Darth Vader, and then you get to have a lightsaber. There's lightsaber mechanics. And then outside of the story mode, there's actually a separate mode called the Lightsaber Dojo, and it's kind of like a horde mode. There's a bunch of different waves, and you have your lightsaber, and the waves get progressively harder as you go. I think there's a total of 40 or 50. I think it's 40, somewhere around that area. There's the combat droids. There's droids that have kind of mini lightsabers. They have these rods that you have to deflect with your saber, and you have to time the combos right. And then they have the little tiny ball droids that shoot blaster bolts, like in Episode 4, A New Hope, when Luke was training with Obi-Wan in the Falcon. They have those, and you have to deflect and time the blaster bolts at the right time, and it gets pretty crazy. You'll have 3 or 4 droids all trying to shoot at you at the same time and hit you with lightsabers, and it gets pretty intense. It's a bit of a workout, especially towards the later rounds, and you can upgrade and you can change the location. So far I only have 3 locations. I don't know if there's any more than that with the rewards, but I know you can change your lightsaber colors, and it is an absolute blast. One of the reasons I like Beat Saber so much is because you get to use a lightsaber in virtual reality. And then this just makes it even better, because you're using a lightsaber in a Star Wars game. So overall, this is one of the best Star Wars experiences I've ever had, let alone for $10. $10. Now, yes, you do have to buy the VR to begin with, which is pretty pricey. If you're a fan of Star Wars and you have a VR headset, if you have a Quest or a Rift or whatever, definitely pick up this game. If you haven't already, I don't know why you haven't. It's crazy good. And like I said, from the perspective of someone that's never played VR before, it might not look that appealing. But when you put on that headset and you lose track of reality and you feel like you're in the freaking hangar battling these droids, it's so cool. And Episode 2 is supposed to have force powers and stuff, because in this game you kind of have your one hand, whichever hand you want to hold the lightsaber in, is just that leaves the other hand kind of empty. So they said in the second episode they're going to involve force powers, so that second hand is actually going to have something to do, which I cannot wait for. I can't express how awesome it was to play this game, and I'm going to keep going back and playing that lightsaber dojo mode to try to get all the different upgrades and stuff. And I wouldn't have thought that a VR game for Star Wars would have been one of my favorite Star Wars games probably ever, but It is. It's shot straight up to the top, and it's an amazing experience. And if you have a friend or a buddy, or if you ever get the chance to play it and you're a Star Wars fan, I highly recommend it. And this is coming from me. And if you guys are new to my channel, I'm very picky with my Star Wars stuff. Like, I don't like Episode 7. I absolutely hated 8. And then I cover Battlefront 2, and I like to nitpick the bugs and stuff in Battlefront because I want to have a good Star Wars experience. And this game fulfilled that. So props to the developers of this game. I know it's kind of short, but there are going to be 3 episodes. And yeah, it's amazing. If I'm going to put a rating on it, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. And the only reason it's not a perfect 10 out of 10 is because I had a few crashing problems. I'm currently emailing Oculus to try to figure out what's wrong, but like I'll crash in the story mode and I'll crash in the dojo on occasion. So, and it's only this game. Like my other games are fine. It's just Vader Immortal. And it is in 3 parts instead of it all being released at once, so that's not really the ideal situation. And then the fact that it was a Quest exclusive before it was released on the Rift, that kind of sucks as well. I don't know if they're going to do that for all the episodes, but yeah, if it was a little bit longer and all the episodes released in one chunk, and it wasn't an exclusive to try to get more sales for the Quest, then it would get a 10 out of 10. I really enjoyed this. I can't wait to play the future episodes, and I highly recommend it for anybody that has VR and any Star Wars fan. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Check out another video. If you guys didn't see my Let's Play of it, then I recommend checking that out as well. Follow me on Twitch at SwannyPlaysGamesLive, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.
We would be honored if you would join us. You cannot resist